All right, let's get started with the finale of the female influencer Fireside chat without fire, but with female influencers on fire. So this is our official wrap-up of the event. So thank you so much for coming again. My name is Mali Lydian, Vice President of Marketing Americas and APJ. And I have with me this lineup of the people who are going to digest and discuss the conference content together with me. So obviously we're at the end of the conference, so the obvious question becomes, what was your favorite moment? What was the coolest thing that you saw or you experienced during the conference?
So my name is Meredith Hassett. I am a product manager with the developer relations team at SAP. And I have to say my favorite part of TechEd is really just kind of coming together with my teammates. We're a very global group. And while there's so many exciting things happening in TechEd, so many exciting announcements, I really appreciate the time to get to spend that face-to-face time with my team members too and meet up with them that one time a year that we get to do that.
So my name is Katharina Schell. I am a development manager at the SAP HANA Core Development Team in Waldorf. And my favorite moments was this time really the sessions we had, like the SQL Script hands-on sessions. So, and I'm really happy that everything worked well. And I think also for the attendees. So actually we have one of them who was on the hands-on. So, but everything went well, so there I'm always happy, and I'm also, of course, happy that I see that everyone really likes the session and we can really share knowledge there. And I must agree also to come together again and see all of you, which actually only happens, we work together at SAP, but you only see us here at TechEd actually every year. So, and of course, Fireside Chat as well is also one of my favorites.
Thank you. My name is Lucia Sabatin. I'm a developer advocate at the Global Developer Relations team. And I would say that definitely my favorite piece was meeting the other team members from my global team and also getting to know some people that I have been chatting with in the community or people that I have been exchanging ideas with or that ask questions in blog posts or through the Q&A. And that I think is really valuable to actually meet the people and help them out if I can. So I really enjoyed that this time.
Hi, I am Raquel Seville. I am the CEO for the Caribbean for BI Brains. And my favorite part of TechEd, just thinking about it now that we've sort of been wrapping up, is networking and meeting people, so it's sort of consistent with what everyone else has said. Also for the mentors, the executive meetings that we have, where we get to do a little bit more deep diving into the strategy and ask some of the really tough questions. So that's been my favorite.
So for me, the favorite is also this Fireside chat, and it's obviously a plug and some advertising. But really seriously, for me, it's encouraging. Every time I do this, I have so much hope for the future, because sometimes I hear we have too few women in technology, or where are they? And I always say, they're here with me. I see them at TechEd, and I see these role models that are paving the way for others. So for me, it's great. I enjoy these Fireside chats, and I think it sends a really positive message for the future. So thank you for being those role models. And reflecting back on the conference and the content, I feel like we have so many opportunities with technology today that it becomes even more important to be responsible with the opportunities that we have. It's like anytime you have a really powerful weapon, you can use it for good or for bad. And so our responsibility increases with the possibilities that technology gives us. So when it comes to ethics and to responsibility, how do you see maybe SAP lead, or what do you think is important?
I know, it is a tough question, but I really think that SAP has really embraced the idea of being a leader in the space around making sure that data privacy is followed and that we're being ethical with the data. With all the GDPR stuff that happened back in May, SAP really embraced that mentality and really was very progressive in making sure that it got done in the right way and fully implemented in time for those standards. So I think we're really trying to be the leader and show our customers and lead by example when we do work with our data because we do collect a lot of data at SAP. So we really are trying to lead by example and make sure that we are the shining light for our customers and for our partners when it comes to being ethical with the data.
Anyone else?
Well, recently I read that we have new core values around artificial intelligence, and that is something that I think we really need to pay attention to, because as you said, it's a weapon, and it can be very good, or it can also do a lot of damage if used improperly. So having people at the center, having customers at the center, as you say, being respectful with the data and minding what we do is something that I really appreciate, and it's all based on ethics as well. So yes, as you say, it's also a weapon, and we're trying to use it properly.
Great. So in the context of digital, of intelligent enterprise, what are the skills that you think that people need in the future? And I'm going to start with Katarina, because you're looking for people, so you can make a recruitment call, and maybe you get lots of applications for jobs.
Actually, yeah, of course, in the SAP HANA database, we're always searching for someone. Maybe this, for me, the skills of the future is still C++. So we're heavily searching for C++ developers, of course, especially also for female. But this is still for us the skill set that we need there to really working at the core of a database, and this is still needed. And of course, I think everything what has to do with the cloud, Kubernetes, and all this new stuff you have there is pretty important. But as we said, it's also a moving target, so you always have to be really at the latest. And yeah.
Anyone else have skills that people need for the future?
So I would say from the analytics perspective, besides knowing the tools and all of that, I think some of the skills that we need is emotional sort of intelligence, and the ability to be unbiased when we're working with data, which is hard because we all have very different influences and all of that. So I think when working with data, we need to work more on our emotional intelligence. Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking, because what you guys said, that it's not only about the technical stuff. I think the most important thing that I would look for is somebody who's willing to learn all the time. And for that, you need to be humble. So it's not just a skill, it's a personality trait that you can actually train if you try, so that you can continue to learn all the time, because it never stops.
I think that's so true. I often say that the winners today are not the ones who know the most, it's the ones who learn the fastest and can adjust the fastest. And to that I have an example. Actually, I come from Sweden, and we have a woman there called Dagny Karlsson. She's a blogger, and she's the oldest blogger in Sweden. She got her first computer and started to blog when she was 100 years old. And so if people say sometimes, oh, I'm too old to do this, I'm too old to do that, I always bring this example, because I think it's really powerful. So just reflecting on your careers, do you have any best career advice that someone has given to you? Or if you had a chance to go back and give some advice to your 20-year-old self, what would that be? That would have maybe saved you some experience that you would have liked to avoid?
Okay, so I'll take it from the angle of advice to my 20-year-old self. The advice I would give is don't take things so seriously, and don't take things so personally, right? Don't make it personal. Just try as best as possible to, just keep improving yourself, and don't compare your journey to someone else's journey. Just understand that you're on your own path, and you need to focus on what you need to do and what you need to accomplish. Yeah. So that'd be my advice.
Well, no, I'm past 20. I passed 20 a while ago. But I did start early, and back then I was, on the one hand, too energetic, and I wanted to do everything. So my advice to that person would be work smart and not as hard. And then the other would be know your worth. Do not underestimate your worth, and know when you need to be asking for more. Yes, I think I would have achieved a bit more if I had known that I could ask for more.
So I must agree with the last one, because also you really have to do this. And I think several people are telling this, but it's really true. So really this typical comfort zone, this is really also, you have to step out your comfort zone. This was for me also quite some time where I lived in the comfort zone, but you really need to step out there. Otherwise, you will achieve nothing. And it feels comfortable, of course, but actually stepping really out, it's also pretty good feeling. Yeah.
I don't know if it's career advice, but it's been really influential in like how I've attacked my career. I heard a statistic one time where it said that women will only apply for a job if they meet 100% of the requirements, and a man will apply if he just meets 60%. And ever since I heard that, I have had a totally different mindset about how to attack my career and how to go after new opportunities. And so, again, don't know if it's career advice, don't know if it's something that I need to know back to my 20-year-old self, but I just think it's a mindset switch that we, especially we as women in technology, need to consider the fact that we need to go after these opportunities, and we should be going after these opportunities because our mediocre white male colleagues are doing that. That's what the statistic says. That's not a personal statement. So I think we need to start knowing our worth and stop undervaluing ourselves as females, especially, and go after those opportunities, even if we're scared. Also, kind of wrapping all the feedback together there.
That's great. And just to build on what you said, Katarina, about going out of your comfort zone, I saw a TED talk this morning, and I thought it was so relevant for us, especially as women. And it was around the notion: are we teaching our children, in this case, or have we been taught to be perfect or brave? Because if you have the expectation that you have to be perfect all the time, or if you're taught to be brave and go after things, it makes a huge difference in terms of the opportunities that people are going to go after in life. And I thought that was interesting to reflect upon, because I definitely feel like I have tried to be maybe too perfect and didn't early enough perhaps ask for what I wanted. So that was an interesting TED talk. At this point in the panel, we are moving towards the close. Normally I ask, what should people take a look at tomorrow? But since there will not be much here on the show floor to look at tomorrow, I thought we could take a look in the crystal ball and think about TechEd 2019. What do you see on the horizon? What are you hoping that we will hear about as the big announcement in the keynote next year?
So actually what I would like to see is more, since we now have the intelligent enterprise, and at least we saw one demo, one scenario of how you can use it. Actually, what I personally would like to see next year is some customer scenarios, how they're really using the intelligent enterprise and how they could really benefit from it. This is actually what I personally want to see next year at TechEd.
What I want to see next year is a little bit less on the technical side. I want to see 50% women attendees, which I know is a really high goal. But that's what I want, and even if we could even get to 30% women speakers too, I really want to see that increase of women in the technology space, because I think it's really important. And as you said, we are here. We're examples of women in technology, even the wonderful ladies in the audience here too. So we need to get you guys up on stage and get more of you guys attending this conference.
My wish list is around that area as well. I would like to see more women developer heroes and more women community heroes, more women out there being, can I say badass? Okay. Oh, okay, I was asking for permission. Well, women that are actually showing that we can do it and we can help others and we can engage as well. So I would really like to see more of those in those signs up there. I know that you see my post, for example, there on the 5th floor. It's a bit embarrassing, but I like to see that with more women.
Okay, so I think everyone kind of said what I was thinking. I definitely agree with Katarina. I'd love to see more use cases around the intelligent enterprise. I'd love to see that next year, so we can actually see companies that have gone on that journey and have successfully, harmonized all their data and all the sources and all of that. So that'd be great to see. And also for the mentor program, more diversity, more representation from other areas. I mean, I'm the only mentor from the Caribbean. So it would be good to see more representation, more diversity in the mentor program, and also at TechEd in terms of speakers and all of that. Yeah.
That was a great closing. It seems like we are very much in agreement. My vision is I would love to organize a Women in Technology meetup, a networking event at next year's TechEd, and I would love to fill a big space for that meetup with women in technology who are badass. And with that, does anyone have any questions for this panel here? No comments, no questions. You want to get to the party, yeah? I can understand that. And I want to thank you for staying around. We weren't sure. This is the end of the show. People are getting ready to celebrate. So in that spirit, I wish you a really nice evening. Thank you for coming, and hopefully we'll meet again next year. Do you have a question? A picture? Absolutely. We can do a picture together. Let's do it. Thank you so much. Yes. Let's do a group picture.